I'm Dr. David Perkins. I'm the Director of Teaching and Learning at the School of Computer Science and Electronic Engineering here at Bank University. I'm just making a short video to explain a few bits of information about the courses and what courses we have to offer. But I think it's quite apt that I'm sitting here today at home, when in fact some of the sort of big companies we know of now were actually started in people's basements and garages, such as Apple and also Microsoft and Google with Larry and Sergey sitting in their basements. There are always pictures that are shown of when they started the companies. So I think it's quite apt that I'm sitting here today doing this in this way. It's an exciting time for us in terms of computing engineering. There are lots of opportunities and challenges that have presented themselves, especially during this latest situation we find in the pandemic, about the communication systems and technologies behind it. And that's become very foremost in people's thoughts at the moment. And it's really quite lucky that we're in a position that we are, that these things work as well as they do. Otherwise, the situation could be far worse. I just want to talk to you a little bit about the courses that we have here in the department. So first of all, start with computer science. So computer science is our sort of largest course in the computing discipline. This course is very much based around theory and feeding into solid practical skills. So you take that theory and then apply it. So almost all the way through the courses, there's a good series of theory and practice. Now, that sort of thing will, for example, you do all of the different areas in terms of different programming languages. So, for example, I teach the C module in semester one to the first year, so I'll be the first person who teaches you programming. And that module then allows the foundations for you then to move into programming in Java, and then taking that Java further still again in the second year. But alongside this, we're running themes with all of the web technologies and databases and all the other things you would need in order to become a proficient programmer and computer scientist. The other course we would have then is computer information systems. Computer information systems is a broader curriculum. This curriculum is designed to be much more vocationally linked. It has less theory in it, but it does have a wider curriculum spread, meaning, for example, you do far more sysadmin. So you'd be working on Unix-based operating systems, server-side systems, and also developing networks to support those activities and applying far more technologies in that sense. We have electronic engineering, which is our main course within the electronics discipline. That course starts out with circuit theory. It also has elements of programming because they also do the C module. The main reason being is almost all electronics these days will ultimately result in some kind of programming aspect. I'll show you this circuit board now, but I'll talk to you about it in a moment. And then we've got computer systems engineering. Now this course sort of sits between computer science and electronic engineering. And the idea of this is that you learn the skills necessary to be able to apply the computing skills and the electronic skills together. So I'll just take this as an example. So this device here is a Things Uno. This device is actually an Internet of Things device, and it uses a LoRaWAN communication technology, which means that it can send information large distances. The difficulty is that it's only small amounts of information that can travel it. So this creates interesting aspects from many capacities. One, what do we connect to it and what do we do with it? But also, how do we then transmit that data and get it into a meaningful way? Especially, imagine if you had to send only just a few bytes, so tiny, tiny pieces of information. But you send that to the other end, and of course, then what happens is we build up a big data store. And that data store then needs to be worked on. Now, that's the sort of thing that would sit very much comfortably with the computer systems engineering course. But we also have data science courses. And of course, data science courses, it's obvious when you start thinking about the amount of data we generate as to how this sort of thing can generate far more information. And of course, you think about all the information and data that we're generating at the moment is phenomenal. And so understanding those things, both using machine learning, but also visualization techniques, can be a really important aspect. We also have another course called Creative Technologies, which unusually has options in the first year, giving you the chance to explore some ideas and then diverging as it goes through. So you end up with a capstone project based around some quite weird and wonderful ideas of how you might want to do it. Now, I thought I'd just introduce these sort of ideas of these courses, but also it's worth knowing that all of our courses are available with work placements, which means you can have anything from a couple of weeks right through to a whole year of doing a work placement. And we also have strong relationships with industry, and all of our second year students, for example, undertake a work-based project working in the university, where companies will set a challenge and the department will facilitate the students solving those problems And actually, that's a really exciting opportunity to really develop those links. If you have any questions or you'd like to know anything more about the courses or any of the content of the courses, please don't hesitate to get in touch. And there's lots of information on the website, but I appreciate that you may have something specific you'd like to know about. So don't hesitate to drop us a line and be in touch. And I'll look forward to perhaps meeting you at some point. Bye-bye.